Hello Fanatics and welcome to Flow with the Markets Wednesday. Here we are on Wednesday. We are 1 hour and 15 minutes into London Open, and of course this video is just jumping into the markets and having a look at what happened on Monday and Tuesday, so we can potentially kind of update on the analysis, because usually the analysis we do on Saturday and Sunday, Monday opens, it does something completely different, and then of course you have to flow with the markets, which is the topic of this video. So without further ado, let's just head into the markets and see what we have so far. Alright, so before we do that, of course, we have to be checking out the news, and today we have the interest rate, so the monetary policy decision, the statement, the projections, and also the biggest highlight, what I think is going to be the biggest highlight, is the press conference, because most likely the interest rate decision is going to be kept the same. I don't think we're going to get a big surprise of an interest rate hike, not a cut as well. But then, of course, what the FOMC and the Fed are going to say about the economy and what are their future plans, this is what is going to impact the market. 30 minutes into New York Open, we have PPI. That could definitely give us a setup on the indices, or it can roll in a little bit of volatility. However, I would not expect the market to move great until we have tonight. Okay, so wait for tonight. And you can pretty much see it in price action. So Monday, it was pretty dead. Tuesday kind of made a move, but it rejected. And right now, Wednesday, it's still kind of lingering around and not making anything. So this video is going to be short, because we haven't really changed anything since Monday. And of course, we know why. Now, again, on the daily, on the DXY, I do not have any clues about what is happening. So again, if you actually have a careful look at it, we're making right now 3 days of an inside bar. So that is Friday's candle on NFP. This one is an inside bar because the highs are equal, I believe. Yeah, the high here is 263, though this one is lower, 262. So again, this makes them equal. And then again, Tuesday was also equal between, Tuesday was inside of this one, and Wednesday right now looks also inside. So then, of course, you drop on the 40 time frame and you have a consolidation. And guess what? In consolidations, you just do not trade, right? This is one of my biggest lessons as well that I learned in my recap, is that again, oftentimes when the bias is not clear, but you still show up to trade in the morning and you take a trade, and of course it's going to be a stop loss. Why? Well, because you don't have a clear bias. So again, guys, trading, it's all about patience, and the majority of traders lose, including me. I have been having like a couple of losses in the last 2 months, right? Pretty much my last 2 months were losing on indices, because I started trading indices. Forex was a little bit better, but also not nicely winning. And again, it was not clear. The bias, the setups that I was taking, I was a little bit all over the place, and I definitely learned that patience is the key. So right now, you jump into the markets and you don't see clear bias. The daily time frame is not clear, it's consolidating. Then you drop on the 40 time frame and it looks like a mess. It broke down, then it wicked up, and then it made equals, then it pulls back all the way down and prints this candle yesterday on CPI. Right now it's trading within that candle. It just doesn't make sense. But then, of course, you might drop to the 50-minute and say, oh, Asian high got manipulated, I'm going to take a short. And guess what? You're going to lose it. Why? Well, because first of all, you're trading within a very big internal structure right here. CPI caused the breakup there, and technically this is your low, and the market is still maintaining between this 50-minute low and this 50-minute high, right? So you're not bearish. But again, guys, just no bias. I'm not going to talk about it because I have no bias, and I'm just simply showing up here to tell you that the market is not clear. Here's my outlook on EU. I expected for the market to reach into supply and then react. Well, the market broke through supply, rejected, and right now we are still back inside. So it didn't really show me a nice bullish pressure to say, okay, we're going long. It also is not showing me massive selling pressure to say, okay, we might roll down. And again, guys, why? Well, because we have the news that are incoming tonight. CPI was not as important. It provided a beautiful setup on the indices, but for Forex, I do believe we're waiting for tonight. And also we do have a couple of news tomorrow as well, and on Friday as well. So the market is waiting. You can see the daily time frame right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 days of doing nothing, right? On Tuesday, we kind of pushed up, but we left the wick. So again, this does not tell me that the market is going higher. We're still tapping within this big daily sell to buy. We still do have like to fill fully this imbalance. But yeah, again, no clear signs. And then of course you can see it on the 4-hourly time frame. If you take this as a structure break, it's not the best. It just came in, wicked, rejected massively, and right now it's pulling back. But what I did for my own analysis is I just took it like that, right? So let's say that this is a break. The market pulled back, and you can see here we had a very little imbalance that the market came in and filled, and it tries to push higher, but it fails. So then, of course, logically, this makes me think that this low could be weak. And this is pretty much what I'm managing to frame right now. I'm framing that if this pullback failed to cause a move higher, then this is most likely going to be liquidity. And then the market could come in inside this area here. And then maybe from there, do something. So again, I'm not calling longs. I'm not calling shorts. There is no setup. And as you can see, jumping on the 50-minute time frame as well. So what we have here is similar to the DXY. We have a break down here, which makes this your 50-minute high. And this one was never broken. 50-minute high to 50-minute low, it pulled back, very flat, very equal. And right now, again, the market, you can see since London Open, it's doing nothing. It's kind of looking a little bit more bearish, but again, no setups. So let's see if it's going to attack this low as liquidity. PPI today could provide a quick setup in New York. But again, guys, I'm only going to be trading after the Fed. And then, of course, you see like a nice daily candle to form, which can give us a bias. Now, the JPYs, I'm not going to talk much about them. Of course, we have Monday as a pullback, Tuesday chop, and Wednesday chop so far. So most likely it is waiting for something. It's very hard to work with the 4-hourly time frame here as well, because we have a very big 4-hourly range. And yes, you might be bearish right now, but the market can chop you around, go higher, go higher, go higher, and then maybe short, right? So again, no clear expectation and no bias. And I'm not afraid or like, yeah, I'm just telling you very honestly, I don't have a bias and I don't know what I'm looking for, right? And the problem is that we oftentimes think that we should always be looking for something. We should always know where the market could potentially go. We should always have a setup. No, a lot of the times, and actually a very big percentage of the time, you're not going to have a bias. But when you do, when the market is obvious and when the market is clear, that is when you have to just strike, okay? So again, you can see Euro Yen. Yesterday, we had a very nice drop lower in Asia, and then we maintained. So guys, this usually never happens. For Asian session to be to not be broken during London or New York, and this just tells you like the choppy nature of the market right now, right? So right now, yeah, it's taking out the Asian high. It's so far bullish, and again, if it was normal markets with this Asian high break, I would be looking for a trend change lower and a continuation lower towards the Asian low. That would be a setup that I look for. But knowing what is happening on the higher time frames, well, I don't want to trade because the market could very easily come in to sweep this high. Because this high, like the market pulls back, but if it fails to continue pushing lower, then very likely the market is going to hunt it again and then maybe start pushing lower. So again, guys, wait for the news. Aussie dollar, you can say have two scenarios, but none of them played out. Again, the first one we tapped in and we reacted bullish, but we didn't take out the high. So again, you can see we're just chopping around. Still within this demand zone. This low failed to make a push higher, so we came in and we liquidated it. There it is, our liquidity swept, and right now we're just still staying inside this demand. So again, you can see pure choppiness, and of course dropping from the daily time frame. I mean, currently we're responding from this zone right here, but the market reacted. It failed to push. So this also makes me think that this could be liquidity, which of course eventually is going to make this liquidity as well. So I'm getting a little bit more of a bearish sentiment here. And I'm just getting this judging by the fact that the market is failing to commit to the upside from this area. We tapped in here on Monday, we tried, we failed. Then Tuesday wicked up, comes in again with very strong bearish pressure. And right now it's chopping around. And namely today, we absolutely have nothing. So again, guys, we have to wait. A lot of things could happen. We can manipulate lower right now below the previous daily low. We can get a reaction, but then the news are going to come out and we might flush. So again, I don't want to forecast because tonight is going to come and it's going to look something completely different. So same bias remains. I mean, I have nothing to change about this analysis. The 4-hourly time frame is still bullish, pulls back, tries to push, fails, liquidation is grabbed. So if the market is going to go long, it should go long from somewhere right here. But again, you can see I have this line as liquidity, which was very likely something I'm not sure why I have this line right here. Probably I mentioned it in the Saturday's outlook. I'm not sure. But let's see. Let's see how it responds from here or if it breaks lower. Again, JPY pair pulling back, reacting. Inside bar on Tuesday, inside bar on Wednesday so far. Is going to hunt higher. Is going to reverse from here. Is going to turn bullish. Again, guys, we don't know. And as we learned that the Bank of Japan are planning to do some quite new stuff, that could definitely change the dynamics for the JPYs. So again, be careful. Not a good time to be trading JPYs right now. From the lows right here, we popped up, we're pulling back. And if you just look at internal structure, it does look more bullish than it looks bearish. We have this zone here, for example, that the market is tapping inside right now and it's starting to react. And if you look again for an intraday setup, absolutely nothing. Just very big chop right here. And right now, kind of pushing above the Asian high, but very lethargic, very slow. No setups. No setups, and I guess this video is just me going to repeat to you that there are no setups. NZUSD, so this one broke up, broke down, it pulled back, and it shorted. Okay, so there is a setup. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't really have any arrows right there to point out what I'm expecting, but right now in hindsight, it actually looks pretty nicely bearish right here. Tapped inside the supply and ran lower, creating a brand new structure break right here. So the last valid range, according to me right now, is going to be this. It is also currently forming. There is a tiny imbalance here, but if this forward candle closes like that, we're also going to have another imbalance area. And we could expect something like this. So this would be what I would be looking for. Targeting this daily imbalance, I believe, or weekly. Yeah, it's a weekly imbalance gap right there that we can be looking for. And yeah, because currently we see that the order flow is bearish on the forwardly. We're making lower lows and lower highs. We had a brief push here that was immediately broken down. And as I see this right now respecting on Tuesday and right now rushing lower, I do feel more confident into shorts. But again, with the news that are incoming, just be careful. But there is one market that actually makes a little bit more sense. So right now, if you're live trading this, you can automatically start expecting for the market to start filling this imbalance. So you can take a long trade. But again, this is not the trade you want to take. You want to wait for the market to fill the imbalance, to give you a short, and then trade with the trend. So that is what I see right now on NZUSD. NZJPY, I'm just going to skip it because it's a JPY pair and I don't want to repeat myself. Again, a lot of things could happen right here and I don't have a bias on the JPYs. There is UJ as well. Massive drop on the daily, massive drop on the forward time frame. The range is the same. So it's going to respond from here. Push lower, failed. So again, I do believe this one could get broken because the market is not just going to pull back and respond from imbalance. It would like to take some sort of liquidity. And just looking at these flat highs right here, it just looks too perfect to remain like this. So I do believe we might start taking liquidity to the upside, but let's wait for today. And then of course, we're going to see what is going to happen. GU, I have two outcomes. Nothing has played out. Why? Well, because we're just still stuck in the range. So again, you can see here we had bearish order flow, but on CPI yesterday, the market came in and kind of wicked a little bit above this zone, but then immediately came down and wicked below the higher low. That broke the structure. So again, like, look at this. Do you want to trade this? Absolutely no. And again, I don't know what I'm looking for right now. I'm not bullish. I'm not bearish. I don't see clear signs. I don't see clear daily candles to actually tell me what is going on. Of course, from the left, we had a very nice bullish push, but then we accumulated, and right now we're coming in with a bearish push. And in the last 5 days, we're just chopping inside this daily demand. So it is not showing me any commitment. So again, usually when you see this, the market is cooking for something. It's waiting for something, which I believe is the news today. So on the 15-minute, I'm not even going to explore it because we broke below Asia. And right now, it's just chopping around. So you don't want to take longs. You don't want to take shorts. That is our previous daily low that we could seek as liquidity. So I'm not going to take a long without the previous daily low being tagged. Again, if it was normal markets, I would look for something like this to target an Asian high and these flat highs. So that would be a setup. But again, I'm not trading right now until the news come out. So that is GU. Again, I'm not going to throw any forecasts because I can, again, give you 3 scenarios. And then, of course, just confusing. So again, just wait for something to make clear sense. GJ, it's a JPY, so I'm gonna skip it. Goats, okay, so I told you that if we start reversing lower, all of these higher lows are going to become liquidity, and there is the first one actually being taken. We didn't really pull back though, so we didn't really pull back. The market just formed that quick imbalance right here on Friday, and then Monday open, it just filled that imbalance and rushed lower. Right now we're pulling back, so this is our hourly lower high. We kind of pinged it there, and then from there we rushed lower and we caused the new break of structure. But right now it's starting to get a little bit slow. Again, in preparation for the news, it's getting a little bit sluggish. You can see the lows right there. So right now we took out the previous daily low, or no, this is actually Monday's low. We took out Monday's low and we started rejecting, and you can see we are making a very nice 50-minute trend change right there, but the Asian range is still intact. So again, I guess you cannot really look to take this. Here, I think that could have been a great idea for the gold traders. Similar setup was provided on indices, but indices were bullish. We had CPI coming inside the hourly supply zone, leaving it down, creating a 50-minute bearish trend change right there. You could trade from the imbalance, and you can trade, of course, from this overall supply zone and riding it into the lower low. So that could have been a setup that I would personally take if I see this on a pair that I trade. But as of right now, again, took out the low, reacting, so it's going to seek some sort of liquidity. If I look on the hourly time frame, everything is balanced. So if everything is balanced, the market is going to hunt a higher or a low. So again, on the news today, what is it going to hunt? Where is it going to go? Well, wait for them to come out, and then you're going to see where it's going, and then you're going to get a clear bias. Now, indices, I'm not trading US30 anymore, so I'm probably going to remove it from the list, because again, I don't want to I do plan to make some changes to my outlook, guys, and again, I'm probably gonna ask you for feedback, because I don't trade the Aussies, I don't trade the JPYs, I don't trade the NZDs, I don't trade US30, I don't trade gold. Yet I break them down, right? And I do like it because I get an overall perspective, but I do feel like I can get much deeper on EU, GU, Nasdaq, and SPX, for example. But it could be like a separate video. We will see. Very bullish is what I can say about indices right now. Just massively rampaging higher. We did create an imbalance right here, which is pretty good. But right now we're starting very bullishly, which is something that I don't like. US30 yesterday, CPI pulls back and reacted bullish. So right now we're having another hourly imbalance right there created that we have across all indices. So what I would eventually be looking for today is for a push down and a continuation higher. But of course, the Fed can do something completely different. Now here is Nasdaq. I was looking for a slightly bigger pullback and for a setup on Monday. That was not provided. The market just opened and it just started rallying higher after filling in this beautiful imbalance right here that was created on Friday. We filled it in, massively reacted. But then yesterday, I shouted in the team that we're going to be having a potential long from here. CPI came into that hourly imbalance. And then as we tapped inside this imbalance right here, first the market manipulated higher to stop out the people that are short and to take out some stop losses above. Then the market rushes lower to stop out all the people that are long, tapping inside our imbalance. Oops. And then here we had that 50-minute trend change. Now here, I looked for an entry. But maybe I, again, wanted to have a too tight stop loss. I was looking to enter something like this. The risk to reward was not ideal. So then I went to the 5-minute time frame and I was looking for a 50% pullback of this overall range that formed, right? And I was looking to enter from somewhere here, but the market did not pull back. So I was looking to take this live, but it didn't pull back. And then it started rushing. There probably could have been a couple of entries here. But again, I don't want to be taking it like this because I want to focus on something simple and not really try to scalp way too much, something that I'm training to do but not yet ready. So yeah, quite sad that I missed out on this move that was beautifully forecasted. So right now we do have a similar thing. We have this hourly imbalance that is printed out. So again, my expectation will be for us at 1530, which is PPI, to push inside this imbalance, then to give us a bullish reaction. However, with the Fed tonight, I would be scared to be trading indices today. So I'm only going to be paper trading and looking at how the market plays out. Same exact bias with SPX. The liquidity targets are being smashed. So the first one, it was here. We were forming equals right here. It got taken out on Monday. And then the second liquidity target, which was that weekly high, just got smashed yesterday. And of course, the next one is all the way this high up right here. You could try to look for something on the daily. And the only thing that I see is this guy here. That could be a more recent kind of target. There is one little valid high right here. That is another recent target. So those are my potential liquidity objectives. And you can see on the daily here, we do not have an imbalance. We have imbalance here actually a little bit. But if the 4-hour imbalance get disrespected, then I do believe we could be getting into the daily one. So right now we have a very clear push. We have a very nice sell to buy. We have this candle right there that perfectly once again filled the imbalance right there. And I was looking for the long, but Nasdaq was looking a lot better than SPX. But also Nasdaq did not provide a setup. So something similar that I'm looking for today is what I looked for yesterday. A push into the imbalance, preferably even 50%. And then of course a lower time frame setup within here. But as I keep saying, knowing that we have the Fed tonight, most likely I'm just going to be paper trading it. So that is the market right now. That is the market right now. Extremely unclear. So again, I'm just going to tell you, wait for tonight. And I'm doing this video today on Wednesday because Thursday gets a little bit too late. I could have done it tomorrow as well, but the week is already ending. So I wanted to do it right now because if you're worrying that you're not seeing anything or you're taking losses, well, it's just unclear. So stay patient. December is all about taking 1 or 2 good trades, which is what I'm currently looking for because I have some drawdown from last month. And I know that 1 or 2 good trades are going to cover everything. I'm going to finish the year. Well, I'm going to finish the year positive, but I would like to finish the quarter positive because I got smashed in the last quarter. So that's it from me, everybody. Let me know what are you looking for. Did you take any trades? Do you have any expectations or any setups that you're looking for? Let me know. Personally, I'm just looking for nothing. I'm as relaxed as ever, reflecting on my year, getting some incredible insights and some stuff that I'm going to be working on for next year. So let me know how you do, and I'm gonna talk to you on Saturday.